Hey fam, grab a cup of coffee, get cozy. We're going to be talking about how to go from $0 to $7,000 per month in 2024. I know. The biggest goal of all of us is to make money, right? That's why people are finding my videos, why people are wanting my advice is how to make money and work for yourself. It's a dream, and it's a dream I had for a really long time, and I made it come true, and I want to teach you how to make it come true too. So I'm going to walk you through some steps and some really important things that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about, and I think they're really important. So the very first thing I want to talk about is how you need to build multiple revenue streams. I know when you're finding these videos, you're like, whoa, she's making X amount of money, selling digital products, or they're doing all of this with content creation, but it's not that simple. With anybody, regardless if you're working like a corporate job or not, you should have multiple revenue streams because we are never guaranteed what we have. And if you have all your eggs in one basket, then you may lose all of your eggs all at once. And that's no fun. So it's important to diversify your income, as they say, and have different revenue streams so that if one of those streams starts running dry, you have other ones to pull from as well. So for me, I think just did a video about my different revenue streams, so I'll make sure that's linked below, and I dive deeper into each of them in that video. But some suggestions and some that I personally have is affiliate marketing, my AdSense revenue from my YouTube channel, brand partnerships, the basic content creator revenue streams. I also sell digital products like I teach a lot about, and I also am a freelancer. So I'm a COO of a small social media agency, and the creator I am freelancing for owns that social media agency that I'm, helping run. But then I also help her with her content creation business. So my duties, I guess you could say, are a little bit split when it comes to freelancing for her. Her name is Katie Steckley. If you want to check her out, she has some really great videos about social media. She's a genius. Go check her out. But those are, I would say, like my main revenue streams. But then I do other things as well. I do one-off services for people on occasion. And when I say services, this could be so many things. I have just reached out to local businesses or other people online and said, hey, I noticed that you didn't have this. If you want, I can do that for you at a really low cost. Here's my rate. Like I, more than anything want to help you. And a lot of people are interested in that, especially locally, because a lot of like brick and mortar stores don't know a lot about more the online side. So if you have a service that would really help them and it's just like a one-off transaction, then it's less of a commitment for them. It's not like I'm trying to sell them like monthly social media services where it's a big commitment and investment. I'm saying, hey, I can help build your website for you for a few $100 if you want. And some people are really interested in that, and it's super helpful for them. Anyway, long story long, have multiple revenue streams. Don't be afraid to build on to them either. I have put some money aside and I'm going to start investing for the first time. Kind of nervous, but excited. Have a friend who's super into it. So hopefully I'll get some one-on-one advice on that front, but that's another way to make money. My husband and I have some long-term goals of getting into real estate, whether that's renting or, flipping houses, just something on the side for another revenue stream. And hey, this might be something I do when I retire. I mean, there's just so many options, but the point is just really think about your revenue streams, the different ways you want to make money. And I recommend at least having around 5 different revenue streams. Next up on the list is setting clear financial goals. I think it's so important to really ask yourself, how much money do you want to make to live the life that you want? Now, I joke all the time, and I say this to my husband and my family. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a matter of time before I become a millionaire. Like, I'm going to be a millionaire one day. I'm going to be a millionaire by the time this year is over. I'm just saying it as a fun way to like inspire myself and also kind of like, I don't know, give myself some encouragement. Like, oh, you don't even worry, I'm going to be a millionaire. Just it's more for fun. But I actually have a note in my phone, in my notes app, and setting clear goals for myself of how much money I actually really want to make in 2024, for example. And then I break that up. So if I want to make, we'll just do easy math and say $100,000 in 2024. Well, if I want to make $100,000 in 2024, that means I need to make $25,000 per quarter. Like realistically, if I want to divide that up by quarter, I need $25,000 per quarter, which would be amazing, right? And then, okay, cool. I want $25,000 per quarter. How am I going to get that? And then that's when we're rewinding and going back to those revenue streams that we've been building. Okay, if I want $25,000 per quarter, how much money do I need to bring in from each of these revenue streams to make that happen? And realistically, I've had these revenue streams for a while, so I know where the majority of my money comes through. I know the majority of my money currently, because it's where I'm putting the time, is my freelancing. So if I want to make $25,000 in a quarter, how much do I need to make in freelancing to make that happen? Well, I know around about how much I bring in working for Katie, but if I need to bump that up by say $1,000, then I might need to take on another client. So I need to maybe take some time to try to find that other client and, pitch my potential services to people. And that way I can bring in that extra $1,000. So that way I can start working towards my big overarching goal of $100,000 in a year. And the same goes for everything else. AdSense, I make money per 1,000 views on YouTube. So how can I get more views? Well, obviously, create more content. That's a first obvious. If I create 2 videos a week versus 1 video a week, that's a doubling my views and doubling my potential of growth, right? So posting more often, of course, is one way I could get more views, and maybe also doing some research. What videos are going to get the most clicks, so the most views? Maybe lean into creating more of those videos, really doing some digging and research on the videos that are performing best for me and creating more like that. That's another way I could get more views, which means I would get more AdSense revenue. I think it's very easy just to say, I want to be a millionaire, I want tons of money, but if you don't really break it down and reverse engineer how you're going to get that money, then you're just setting an unrealistic goal that you didn't actually do anything to achieve. If you want to make a certain amount of money in a month or a year or, a lifetime, then you need to start actually figuring out what you're going to do to bring in that income. So take some time, figure out your income streams, and then how much you need to make from each of those income streams to be able to reach that financial goal. Okay, another tip is consistency, which if you have watched videos like mine, you've heard the phrase consistency is key. I kind of cringe when I hear it because it's just oversaid. People say it all the time, but it's because it's true and it's hard to avoid talking about consistency. It does not matter what it is you're doing, consistency is, frankly, key. And let me put this in perspective of like content creation, right? So if I'm trying to grow on YouTube, and this is something I've really struggled with over the years, I need to be consistent. You can't post consistently for a month and then take off a few weeks and then start posting frequently again for a couple more weeks and then take off again and then sit here and complain like, oh, why is my YouTube channel not growing? Like, oh, my videos are great, but I'm just like not growing. And that's not fair. It is fair because I've not been posting consistently, and why would YouTube reward me if I'm not going to be in for the long haul, right? Like YouTube is paying attention to your posting frequency and how often people are watching your videos. And if you're a roller coaster when it comes to your consistency on YouTube, then there's going to be some stagnant times with your videos and how often they push it out to other people. I decided to really like lean in this year and prove to myself and YouTube that I can be consistent. And I have been posting 2 times a week, every week for I think like 5 weeks or so now. And it's showing. Like my revenue has gone up, my views, my watch time, all of the things, my subscribers, all going up because I'm posting more videos. YouTube is noticing that people are clicking on the videos. So then they're showing it to more people, recommending it to people, which is the best way to get found on YouTube is recommends versus search like a lot of people think. So YouTube's recommending it. and now my views are going up, and therefore my revenue is going up. And you can see how these three things I've talked about, revenue streams, setting financial goals, and consistency, all work together. You have to have multiple revenue streams. You have to have a clear goal and how much money you're going to make from each of those revenue streams to reach that goal. And then you have to be consistent in doing the things that you need to do in each of those revenue streams to make that goal happen. So all three of these things go hand in hand in making you successful as an entrepreneur. These three tips can work for anyone, no matter what entrepreneurial journey you are on. But if you want more specifics on different types of revenue streams so you can figure out how you're going to make this money, then watch this video here. This is when I go a little bit deeper into each of my revenue streams. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!